Well, we got another Monday behind us, and I got a new hat. Look at there. Now, I stopped by my good friends over at Lone Star this evening. Got off a little bit early, and had to get a few things. And they decided they wanted me to have a hat. So, how about that? I don't know how long it's going to stay white. I kind of went old school with it. They had a bunch of them up there, but when they're giving it away, I thought I'd stay a little basic. And so, hey, like that. Pretty cool. Got to get it broke in a little bit. At least it's got a mesh back to it. That other old cap. The Never Quit hat has a mesh to it, but anyway, already rambling. Another week underway. I think Florence is starting to clear out on the East Coast, and that's a good thing. A lot of cleanup ahead as those folks wait for power and the regular stuff to return. Got home and started employing that double bit axe again, making a little chicken run for my teenage chickens, or soon to be teenage chickens. And we'll sink a few posts, put up some chicken wire, and they'll have a little place to hang out in the daytime anyway. They're not quite ready to fend off the raccoons and possums at night, but they're getting to a point where they need a little yard pecking, so we'll get that ready for them. I was thinking today about work and didn't know really how to frame it, so I'll just say it like it is. Sometimes, of course, we say be the light, and sometimes I'm preaching to myself on that, because it's hard to maintain a good attitude sometimes, especially when you have a work ethic, maybe work around some folks that don't share that. And I've not always been passive in that regard, as I remember early in my career as management for different entities. I was the guy that made you smile and made sure everybody was having a good day, but if you were a slacker, we probably had a few challenges to overcome. I remember I almost hated to share this one. It was for a company I worked for here in Nacogdoches, in fact. Been a couple of decades ago. Won't call their name for to make sure never get in trouble. Of course, I was called in the office on that one. That was before so many lawsuits, I guess. But had an old college boy, good worker, good kid, but he was going through the ropes of learning each department, and I got him for a couple of weeks. He did all right, but he liked to talk a lot and not work a lot. So one afternoon, as he was ending the 2 weeks he was going to spend with me learning that part of the store, he came up to me and made the eternal mistake of telling me that he was bored and there was nothing to do. So I asked him a few questions. He said he had it all done, and I didn't verify it. I trusted him. I said, so you can't find anything to do, huh? No, sir, not at all. I said, all right, go back to the back dock, grab your mop and spit and mop it up, and just keep doing that till you find something productive to do. Needless to say, he found something to do. But some of these old folks I work with got molasses in their britches, I guess. Shoot, I'm twice their age and I'm moving. You know, when you work for somebody and they're paying you a good wage, put in the work for it. It's not a golden goose. It won't be there if you don't perform, because business will slack off, and then you'll be sitting home playing Xbox and watching YouTube, wondering when the cable's going to get cut off. So I'm a big proponent about doing your best when you hire on whatever you agreed to get paid, and that's what you're getting paid. You better earn every bit of it, and then some. But I guess I'm kind of old-fashioned that way. Speaking of old times, my cousin shared with me the other night. Y'all remember Foghorn Leghorn? And what was it, Henry the Chicken Hawk? Well, those were some good old cartoons way back yonder. And he sent it to me and said, this reminds me of you. I said, you know what? You're something else, but I'll take that. I like old Foghorn Leghorn. I think, guess I should have named Big Al that. Maybe that's his last name, Leghorn, Al the Leghorn. I didn't grow up watching TV. Now I consider it a blessing. Back then I didn't. Mom told me when I was 4 or 5 years old, they just chose not to have one in the home. I think our first one was about yay big, and I won it selling sausage, I think, in junior high. I brought it home, and we'd get around that little black and white combo radio TV and watch Andy Griffith and then eat. That was when the TV came. But when I was probably 5 years old, a little bit younger, I lived in Nederland, Texas, on Central Boulevard. And I've been back since, and I don't know that I'd want to live there now, but back in the 70s, I guess it's a different place. But Mom said on Saturday mornings, she'd get a call from the neighbors. She'd leave me playing in the backyard. And, of course, neighbors watched out for each other. And next door neighbors say, Miss Johnson, Joel's down here again. I'd go to their little patio and look to just peer through the door and watch TV through the window. Watching them cartoons. Ain't that something? Oh, that's what old Foghorn reminded me of, I guess. I was going to get my cartoons one way or the other. That's how I did it. But, well, sunset's setting on another pretty day. And we're blessed here. I looked at the peas. I got busy in the chicken shed, but might have to do a little picking tomorrow, a little pea picking, if you will. Those crowders have got probably a couple of quarts out there ready to go. And I pulled some purple hulls yesterday evening. Wasn't but a handful ready. Man, I'm proud of them. Those old pods are long and full of peas. That's good. So we'll wait on that corn and watching the tomatoes come on, and the carrots are up. Yep, I got carrots, and I'm gonna be on rabbit watch. Potatoes are coming on, about to put the greens in. I'm gonna do a couple of plantings of those. I love me some turnip greens and mustard greens. Gonna skip the collards. I'm just never was fond of those. But supposed to plant them toward the end of the month into October, and some as late as November. But anyway, we'll do a couple plantings of those. Let's see who we got on here this evening real quick, and we'll call it a day. Let me scroll back a little bit. There's Mike. Happy Monday from California to you too, sir. And my sister Kim is on. There's my sweetheart, smack dab in Wilmington, braving Florence. I think Florence met her match on that. So they're thankful the rain is passing, and praying for their safety. There's Kim saying hello, and Sharon, how are you? Russell's on. Good to see you, buddy. Miss Molly down in the Golden Triangle. She says hello. Tyler, Texas is in the house. And hey, thanks, Kim. What do you like about that? That's all right. There's Tanaya waving. Let's see. Trying to go through all this. Hey, Carolyn. No, Jordan is not going to school. He'll be 21 this fall. So he's done with that phase of his life and entered the working force. He's got a pretty good job and enjoys it and stays busy. So there's the pirate from Lafayette. Oh, my Spanish teacher, Senora Hernandez. I asked her in a message a while back when we connected whether or not I could. It's kind of weird. We had to call her that in high school, and nothing changes. It's not her first name. It's still Senora Hernandez. She served in the service and was a big influence in my life in my freshman year. So thanks for tuning in, Senora Hernandez. See, I still got a little Spanish going on. Mr. Manuel is on. My good buddy down in Cotulla, Brenda, is here. Dorothy Dean. Still raining in Cotulla. Oh, man. I bet y'all had a good time with Tony and Shane this last weekend. And Chris says she's being productive. Yeah, that's right, Dorothy. A lot of people don't know those cicadas do attract copperheads. But if I find one, I'm going to throw it in the chicken yard and watch them peg it to death. I said tomatoes. Yes, ma'am. They're not coming on just yet. But you know the story of the grasshopper and the ant now, Kimberly. You got to get up here and pull some of them weeds or do a little work and get some of them tomatoes. Well, I guess that would be repayment for turning the living room and the house into shabby chic. All right, we'll call that even. I guess I'll save you some tomatoes. There's Margaret and Kenny. Man, Kathy, I did not plant cabbage. I'm probably not going to do cabbage this year, Kathy. I kind of thought about it and decided not to, but we'll probably do some next year. I might end up planting some. About got a little time left. And there's Diane. All right, I think that makes the roll call. I know some of y'all tune in after the fact and appreciate y'all sounding off in the comments. I always enjoy kind of tough to reply to all of them, but just know when I click the little like button, I've read it and seen it, and I'm saying hello back. So we're all in this thing together, so I guess we do what we can, don't we? All right, well, y'all join me. I struggle with it too. It's all right when that person cuts you off at the red light. tough to smile sometimes, but nobody was ever brought over to your side of the fence by convincing them theirs was ugly. What they say, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So ain't no sense in hating. Might as well be the light, right? Speaking of light, I got to get over here and check out this sunset. Man, it's pretty. I got a bird's eye view from this old front porch. I think I'm gonna go sit over there in my, Manuel says, my lightning chair, because you're not supposed to sit on it during the lightning. It's all metal, old school. Sit underneath this magnolia tree and might even have a cup of coffee. All right, y'all have a good evening. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Be the light. Talk to you later.